Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. So, when I was a younger man, I was going through divorce. My daughter was 12, 13. And me and my daughter always had a great relationship. Me and the ex-wife had broken up a few times. But me and my daughter always had a great relationship. And she's like, I'm just going to go down to LA with mama to make sure she gets squared away. And, I'll be back. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay. But the one thing I told the ex-wife, if something happens to my daughter, being the cowboy I am, I'm coming to LA and hell is coming with me. Nobody's safe. And thinking back on it now that I'm older, now that I'm almost 50, that was a really ridiculous thing to say, even though at the time in my heart, it was true. Even to this day, something happens to my daughter, I'm getting on that iron horse and I'm riding, and it's going to be hell when I get there. Now, I will say this. To protect your kids, sometimes you have to think. You can't always viscerally react. This video I'm about to show you, this father emotionally reacted. I don't blame him. I don't blame the young man who killed him. You're on my property. You're threatening me. Now you're forcing me to act. I don't blame the father. That's my kid. I blame the mother in the situation. Let me tell you why I blame the mother. It's because she put all these events into action. She did. The father was supposed to pick up his kids at 3:15, then have them there at 3:15. No, she was playing a game. The game got diddly. Because see, here's what women don't understand about men. Here's why men don't fight and argue as much as women. We'll just move on and let it go. You know why? Because every time you have a confrontation with another man, there's a threat of physical, perhaps deadly violence. That's how we're raised. It's called masculinity. And that threat has to be there. That threat has to be there. Now, what should have happened in this case, I'll explain to you later. I'm going to play you the video. I'm probably going to interject a couple of times on where dude should have stopped and should have left it alone and did the smart thing and called the police, because in the court of law, if she violated their custody agreement, he would have his kids. He probably could get anything he wanted. But sometimes we let that ego grab control of us, and it just takes full control of us when you have to be a thinker. You know what? I told my niece this. She asked me about, my combat tours and about taking down high value targets and about all kinds of stuff. And then finally, she asked me about torture. And I've been through survival, escape, rescue, and invasion school. And I've done things that I'm probably going to have to answer for one day. But the one thing I took from all of it, if I can make you emotional, happy, sad, mad, doesn't matter, I've won. I've won. And if you'll notice, that's what happened here. One person got overly emotional. The father got overly emotional, not realizing that because she did not have his kids there at 3:15, he had won. And you'll see him say it in the video, I'm going to take all of you to court. And he shouldn't have said it. He should have just walked off and been like, okay, well, everybody's going to court. We're going to settle this out. Not trying to say his death was his own fault, but cooler heads did not prevail. He was not thinking, he got emotional. Anytime you charge up on a man with a gun, you're unarmed. And I want you to watch this video. Notice he's not trying to take the gun from the guy. You know what? Hey, y'all, let's just go ahead and start this. Let's just go and get this started. So here you go.
Call 911.
See, this was his, of several mistakes, his first, right? You're chest to chest with a man armed with what looks like a 9mm carbine, which is actually a great weapon. I do recommend it for home defense. It's a great weapon. The matter of fact, I have one. It looks like he has the same one I have, the Ruger 9mm PCC. It's really a great weapon. I love that weapon. But you're chest to chest with somebody, arguing with him. He's telling you to get off his property, walk beyond his property, call the police, set their weight, get the police report. Let's continue.
Unvarnished cell phone video captured by Chad Reed's wife, showing the world what happened moments before his death. Good evening, everybody. I'm Matt Still.
I'm Terry Furman. Attorneys for the widow of Chad Reed, a man killed in South Lubbock on November 5th, releasing this video this afternoon, saying that she wants to show the public exactly what happened. That video showing Kyle Carruth, the estranged husband of State District Judge Anne Marie Carruth, had a brief tussle with Reed before shooting him.
Yeah, KLBK's Grace Morris has been on this story for us today. Of course, we know Reed's widow put out this video, but she's also filed something new in court, right?
Yeah, Terry, Matt, that petition was released by Jennifer Reed's lawyer, Matthew Harris. She's petitioning to take custody of Chad Reed's children, her stepchildren, away from their mother, Christina Reed.
Which is not going to work. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. No court in the land is going to order that. Not going to order that. Actually, I can tell by the buttstock, if you'll look right here, right? I wish I had some way of pointing to you guys. So look at when my cursor moves right here. No, that's not the Ruger PCC. Oh, it's a great weapon. I love that weapon.
On top of all that, Kyle Carruth's attorney saying today he believes Kyle was justified in this shooting. And a quick warning, many of this video is disturbing. Here's my son. The shooting death of Chad Reed has sparked questions and speculation from all over West Texas. But Wednesday, Chad Reed's widow, Jennifer Reed, and Kyle Carruth's attorney releasing videos of what led up to Chad Reed's death on November 5th.
You keep trying to keep my son from me, I'm fixing to drag you and Anne Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom. I'm subpoenaing Anne Marie's on video. I am.
See, if he walks off right there, he has won. He has won. I forget what movie it was I was watching. Oh, actually, I do remember. It was the Quentin Tarantino one, From Dusk to Dawn, where the old man who was a preacher before is telling the brothers, played by Quentin Tarantino and what's his name, like, you've won. Don't you even know when you've won? He's won right here. He's won. He didn't know when he won. That's the problem. And that's why this turned out to be such a tragedy, because this lady, hope you guys can see the cursor. This lady right here, right, has set this all up. And she's pitting these two men against each other. And cooler heads did not prevail. Let's watch the rest of the video.
Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911.
I do believe that is it's a 9mm PCC card or PCC. But I think it's what is the one? Not Ruger. I love the Ruger, it's great. Maybe high tech, maybe? I think it's the high tech. Just seeing it, I think it's the high tech. I didn't really get a real close look on it. But let's continue.
Call 911. Call 911. My son. Her ex-husband has phone up. Oh, my God.
After their initial investigation, LPD did not charge or arrest Carruth. Jennifer also releasing on Wednesday a petition to get full custody of Chad's children from their mother, Chad's ex-wife, Christina Reed, saying in the affidavit, Christina has, quote, endangered the physical and mental well-being of the children by permitting them to be in the presence of the man who killed their father.
So, looking at that video, it said act of self-defense. This is Texas. So if you come on my property and I ask you to leave, I fire a warning shot telling you to leave, you still won't back down. That's self-defense. That's why he's not been charged. He's not going to be charged. And the father had a winning case. That's what hurts me the most. But you see this set up by a woman who had not only her kids' safety at thought, but her first. And you see a father who is distraught. I get it. I've been there. But sometimes you got to be smart. You got to think about it. You really have to be smart. You see a new boyfriend who's not going to be punked out, doesn't want to be punked out his own property. And it's a shame that the man thought he could do that. So I'll tell you a story. So the ex-wife, Tammy, her boyfriend talking on the phone one night. And he's like, blah, 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 cussing me out. Like, nigga, you don't know me. Excuse my language. Sometimes I have to get like that. I'm like, you don't know me. I know exactly where you live. I'll come to your house and kill everybody there. That's just what we do. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, call anybody you want to. It takes an army to stop me from coming through. Because when it comes to my daughter, nobody's going to stop me. But he's a smart dude. And he's like, no, I get what you're saying. He's like, slow down. I get what you're saying. Because I was getting hyped, right? He's like, I get what you're saying. You just want to make sure your daughter is okay. I'm like, yes, that's my only concern. So if these two men could have came to the same agreement that they just wanted to make sure the kids were okay, I'm pretty sure something could have been worked out. But see, it should have been a man-to-man talk. Because when you get these vengeful women involved, not all women, not all mothers are vengeful. Now, I've met mothers who, single mothers, man, they give their kids all the time with the father that they can handle. And it's cool. But these type of women, when you get them involved, then you really got a problem, see? And that's what happened here. And it resulted in deadly consequences. Deadly consequences. Now, is the man right for defending his property? Of course he is. Is the father right for wanting to know where his kids are? Of course he is. Now, is he wrong for physically aggressing on this man in Texas on his own property? Yes, you are. He was wrong about it. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. This was a really sad case to me because if two men could have sat down at the local bar, had a couple of shots of whiskey, because that threat of violence is always there. But now you've introduced an unknown into the situation. You've introduced an irrational, emotional woman. Not that I'm saying all women are rational or emotional, because men do it too. Men get irrational and we get overly emotional. It happens, right? You can see in this video, dude got overly emotional, right? Even though the smaller dude who had the rifle in his hand just said, hey, get off my property. He's like, hey, I don't have your kids here. But the other dude was the aggressor and he's saying, hey, give my fucking kids. It's just like, if he'd have stopped for a second to listen, this might not have happened. That's just what I think about this situation. Hey, I could be wrong. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think I'm wrong in this one. This was really pretty clear cut. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share. And as always, especially in these days and times, do what you got to do.